Yo guys, it's Slyroh. You already know that today I'm bringing you guys my battle for week 6 of the NSTL. This week we're taking on Zombie Captain and his Boston Celebis. And we are coming off a nice 2-game win streak, and we're hoping to continue that. But we do have quite a tough matchup this week. So we're just going to get right into it because I don't think I have much to rant about yet. So let's go ahead and get into the teams. He brought, that is a Mega Gyarados, that is a Gigalith, and an Excadrill. Very scary. We have a Golbat, Mew, and Vaporeon. There aren't too many Pokemon that he did not bring of note. There was a Silvally, so I mean, that made prepping a little bit difficult, and he had also Serena was there as well, but that didn't become too much of a factor. And so this is probably the scariest group of 6 that he could have brought. I brought my Milotic, which is physically defensive. It has Scald and Toxic and Dragon Tail and Recover. I have a Choice Specs Raikou, because it's been putting in some work. I feel like Specs is just like, I don't know, the best item for Raikou, but either way, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, or Sphere, and I threw Reflect, because he has some physical offense that I don't have much to deal with. Which we'll get into. Let me just finish talking about my team. I have Cloyster, which I definitely remembered to bring Shell Smash this time. I think I have it enough to outspeed Gyarados at +1 speed, because even after Shell Smash, I still can't outspeed Excadrill in the sand, so that's scary. So there is some HP investment as well. I believe my attacks are Rock Blast, Icicle Spear, and then I think I just threw Rapid Spin. Roserade is Wise Glasses and Poison Point instead of Technician, because I don't have a hidden power this week. I have Extra Sensory, I have Giga Drain, I have Sludge Bomb, and Toxic Spikes, I believe, because his way to get, or like his Poison type with his team is flying off the ground, and so he cannot soak up Toxic Spikes. He could Rapid Spin them away with Excadrill, but everything else could get Toxic, which could be cool. Slash, I brought Max HP, Max Attack, Sacred Sword, Shadow Sneak, Iron Head, and King Shield. Believe it or not, I'm actually allowed to bring Slash without Swords Dance. It frees up a whole other move slot. It's crazy. But I actually did that. And then I brought a Choice Scarf to Diggersby, Earthquake Return, U-Turn Knockoff, I believe. Something like that. So, that is the team I brought, but there is definitely an issue with my team, and this includes the mons that I did not bring. And that is an Excadrill that sets up a Life Orb Excadrill with a Sword Stance up in the sand. I have 0 answers for. And that is everything on my team I don't have answers for. So basically what I would like to do is make sure to not have to switch in on Excadrill. The plan is to be able to attack it. That way it can't set up. So I'm basically going to have to sack off anything that Excadrill comes in against, and if I can do that and get Excadrill out of the way early, then I feel like I can win this game, but that is definitely going to be a tough job. But we're going to go ahead and try. Let's go ahead and get into this battle, and I will we'll talk about what happened. So I'm going to lead off with the Diggersby because it's a good lead. I can scout whatever, plus there's a Mew, and yeah, it's like a good thing to do. So I went U-turn. I tried to scout out the damage. Figured he wasn't going to Choice Scarf to Will-O-Wisp me, so I risked that, I guess. I go into Raikou because I figured he's either going to set up rocks or he's going to do who knows what. But he goes for the Psychic and gets a critical hit, which does suck because this is a defensive Mew, and Psychic would have not done that much without the crit. So, that is very unfortunate. I go ahead for the Thunderbolt, and I take out the Mew, which is great. But turn 3, we're already at a little bit of scary time. Because I'm choiced. The one time I really should not have been choiced. Now he gets a free switch into Excadrill, and I have to switch out. That's the thing that I didn't want to have happen. What I should have brought is maybe like a Shuka Berry, and then, well, it wouldn't have mattered here, but like I would have been able to stay in and go for the Aura Sphere if I was not choiced. And I could have either taken him out or done a lot of damage. So thankfully, as it turns out, he's not Life Orb. That is why this Earthquake does not kill me. I get the Scald. I do get the Burn, but he has the Lumberry, so that's actually a pretty good bring for him. But Milotic is not going to be able to do much more. I I mean, I have it as my physically defensive switch-in, but unfortunately, it's not much of a switch-in after the sword stance. But thankfully, he's not in sand, which means that I still can outspeed him with a lot of stuff on my team. There are 3 things on my team, in fact, that outspeed him. Raikou, Diggersby, and Rose Raid. But I go into Cloyster for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why I did that. I guess I could have taken a hit, but like I outsped him there, so I don't know why I didn't go into something a little bit safer. Definitely, I don't know what would have been the best play. Maybe Diggersby if return could have taken him out, but I don't think that it could have. Or maybe even a knockoff. Actually, Diggersby probably would have been the play. So I don't know why I went into Cloyster. That was very risky and not necessary of me at all. So now I go into Rose Raid on the Vaporeon. The only thing that it can do to damage me would be Ice Beam. It goes for the Toxic. I don't care about that, obviously, so that's fine with me. And he doesn't have great switch-ins to this. I mean, he kind of does, but he has to play around my moves, which he does perfectly, because I just go for the Grass move because I didn't know what exactly he was going to do. I do have Extra Sensory, which, if it's especially defensive, still isn't going to do a terrible amount. If it's, like, physically defensive, I think it might even be a chance to 2-hit KO. I'm not entirely sure. But I go back into Cloyster. I was trying to scout out, like, if I was going to be able to set up Shell Smashes, but the problem is I'm going to need to set up multiple Shell Smashes before I can take out, well, this thing for one and Vaporeon for the other. So Cloyster is looking like I'm not going to get that chance, but I do need to try and do something. And here I figured I noticed that I was in a little bit of a pickle because I assumed he was going to start setting up Dragon Dances, and he does, which means that I don't really have the chance to switch out, because at this point, he's going to be faster than everything. I'm going to pause really quick just so I can run through this. He's going to be faster than everything left on my team. My Diggersby is Scarf, but if he's max speed Jolly, he will outspeed my Diggersby. And everything else my team is not Scarfed, and the only priority I have is Shadow Sneak on Aegislash, which is not going to do that much. And also at +1, Mega Gyarados could potentially take out the rest of my team with a mixture of Earthquake, Crunch, and probably some sort of Water move or Stab move. I'm not entirely sure where Rose Raid sits on that. I think Rose Raid could have died to a Crunch at +1 at this point. So basically I don't have much of an option, so I'm kind of going for the last-ditch effort of making sure I outspeed him and then getting off an attack. Unfortunately, I am only at +1 because of the Intimidate, which I did not consider at all, which really sucks. And then I miss a Rock Blast, so I could have gotten off 2 Rock Blasts, or at least forced him to switch out. But instead what's going to happen is I am going to hit this Rock Blast, but he can take it, despite the fact that I even get 1 critical hit in there. It's not going to matter, so I could have gotten it down to this last turn and then either went for it again, or, yeah, I probably would have just went for it again. I mean, he probably would have just went into Gigalith, but still, it would have been better than nothing. But Cloyster's going to go down, which really sucks. Now we have a Gyarados, and then here we also have a 50-50. We have a Gyarados, like I said, at +1, that has the potential to take out the rest of my team, depending on his moveset. And seeing Crunch, I think that already takes out almost all of my Pokemon, except for maybe Diggersby might be able to live 1, but then, of course, if he has, like, a Water move or something like that, then it's not going to matter. So right here, I decide I could go into Aegislash and King Shield. King Shield, if he goes for the Crunch, which he would have to if he wants to kill me, would lower his attack and give me a fighting chance to stay in this battle. He could be thinking that, and I could go for the King Shield, and he could go for another Dragon Dance, which would officially just put the nail in the coffin. I debated back and forth as to whether I wanted to call that bluff and then maybe go for a Sacred Sword as he goes for a Dragon Dance. But in the end, I did decide that my safest play, and the one that probably hopefully would not lose me the game, would be to King Shield and hope that he goes for it. And thankfully, he does. He's going to go for the Crunch. He is going to lose 2 attacks, and now he's a -1 Mega Gyarados. So not that scary. He's not going to be killing my team anytime soon. I do go for the Sacred Sword in case he was trying to get some damage off before he went down and maybe wanted to sack it off. Because then he probably could have gotten his clean switch into Excadrill, kind of. But that's kind of what he's going to do. I go into Diggersby as I assume he's going to U-turn. I figure, oh no, not yet. Okay, let me catch myself up here. Okay, yeah, he switches in the Golbat. I thought he was going to U-turn out. He actually goes for the taunt, I guess, to prevent me from setting up. That could have actually been the end of him if I did bring Sword Stance, and then I would have had to set up like 2 Sword Stances, and then I would have had to have the right moves to take out Vaporeon and not get Skull Burned and all that good stuff. So, yeah. But he went for the taunt, I went for the Diggersby. I go for the knockoff. It would do good damage to almost everything that he has left, as well as knock off this thing's Eviolite. He's going to go for the U-turn, and then we're back into a really bad predicament because Mega Gyarados comes in, and knockoff is the one thing I have that isn't even a 2-hit KO. If it would be a 2-hit KO, I would have stayed in and gone for the knockoff, that way to prevent him from setting up a Dragon Dance, but I have to switch out, and I'm going to go into Roserade and hope that he doesn't kill me at +1 with something. He goes for the Crunch and just takes me out, so it doesn't matter. I really thought I could live 1. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it was a roll. I think I looked. It was actually a slight roll in my favor. I do remember doing that calc again, actually. It had a 43% chance to kill me, so I was on the wrong side of that. Not a bad, like, you know, it's basically almost 50-50, so it is what it is. But I would have been faster, and I would have been able to go for probably a Giga Drain, honestly. I would have been able to kill something with Roserade, because even if he switches in Golbat and that, Golbat then is going to die to Extra Sensory. And there's no way that is a max speed Golbat, which I think it would have to be to speed tie. I think Golbat is speed 90, but it had Eviolite, and I don't think that it was a fast offensive Eviolite, so Roserade definitely could have gotten a kill if I lived there, but that's okay. So I'm going to go into Raikou. Obviously, I'm not going to go for an electric move, even though that would have killed. A Volt Switch here would have actually been amazing. I go for the Aura Sphere instead, which even without the Eviolite, it is quad resisted, so that's not good. So I go back into Diggersby, and this is what I thought happened before. He's going to U-turn. No, what? Stop. Go do the thing. Do the thing. I swore I thought he did this. Maybe not. Maybe I just kill him here. Oh, okay. I go for the Earthquake because I assume he's going to U-turn, which he does. And because if I went for a return, well, if I went for a return, I probably could have actually taken out the Golbat. Which either way, the same thing's going to happen. Because now he gets to go into Gigalith, and I was like, well, I might as well just try to get damage off on this. And but he plays around this. There's not really much else I could have done, so that is an issue. I'm choiced. I can't switch up my moves. Being choiced, this whole game just really allowed him to play around me. So like both the Choice Scarf and the Choice Specs with the Raikou, I think both of those might not have been the best decisions, but that's hindsight's 2020. So I just stay in and keep Earthquaking because he has to go into the Excadrill. I'm basically just trying to prevent him from setting up a Sword Stance and officially winning this game. And as you see, that kind of is going to work because what's going to happen here, as you shall soon see, he is going to take me out because he cannot afford to set up. So Diggersby is going to die. I am going to go into Aegislash and hope and pray. I actually wasn't looking at the calculus time. I just thought that he was going to kill me because that's just generally what Excadrills tend to do. But as you can tell by the way I'm talking about it, he is not going to kill me with an Earthquake. He's going to come pretty close, but not quite. I'm going to get off the Sacred Sword, and I am going to take out the Excadrill, which is pretty cool. So now, the big bad threat is gone. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of stuff on my team ready to deal with them. So, he is going to send in, I forget what he sends in first. He goes into Mega Gyarados for some reason? No, he had to do that. Never mind. That makes sense. He takes me out with the Earthquake, and then I go into Raikou, and I'm hoping on a prayer. I was just like, maybe, is there a way that Choice Specs Thunderbolt can win this? And for a split second, I thought it could happen. I really did, but then I was like, no, probably not. I am going to take out this Mega Gyarados, but then he's going to send in the one thing that is not going to die to a Choice Specs Thunderbolt, and that is a Fat Rock. in the sand. So his special defense is higher because of the sandstorm. Even without sandstorm, unfortunately, a thunderbolt would not have killed, according to my calculations. Maybe if he was no HP, and like maybe, but based on that, I'm pretty sure that means that that he would not have died, which is sad because Gigalith is going to bring the comeback, well, to an end. So I'm going to lose, but I was able to manage to bring it back to only a 3-0 loss. It was looking pretty bad, like it was going to be maybe a 5-0 loss. So the differential, I made it back a little bit, but I really have put myself in a situation where I need to win in the next couple weeks. Like I need to like just keep winning if I want any chance at playoffs. So next week is going to be a huge week. It's going to matter so much. But I mean, there really was not a whole lot that I could have done for this match. It really was a bad matchup with Excadrill. I have a couple of mons that can be defensive, but my team is more of a bulky offensive team, and it relies on being able to out-muscle my opponents, and I didn't really have a way to prevent the setup, nor did I have a way to stop it. So mostly because of Excadrill's like super, fast speed in the sand. So I didn't have any way to get faster than it. I didn't have any super effective priority. All the priority on my team is like Shadow Sneak and then like Quick Attack on like 5 different mons. There just wasn't a whole lot I could have done speed-wise, and then defensively I did not have a switch into Excadrill because not many of them exist. With like berries and stuff, if I had to plan for just Excadrill as the main threat, I could have maybe worked something out. If I had to plan for just Mega Gyarados as the main setup, physically offensive threat, I definitely could have worked something out. But trying to plan for both and having both hurt me in the battle really gave me pretty much no chance. I would have definitely had to have some luck go my way. And I don't know, probably a couple of other plays could have happened, but it is what it is. It was a pretty bad matchup, so I'm not going to beat myself up too much over it. I was able to bring it up to a 3-0 loss, which it could have been a lot worse. So we're just going to look forward to next week, and hopefully we can do better then. So that is going to be it for this week. Let me know what you thought, and yeah, your thoughts on the battle, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next week, where hopefully we can get back to our winning ways and make a push for playoffs, because next week is really when it's going to have to start happening for us. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, guys, stay solid.